What's going on, everybody?
Hello.
Oh, gosh. A ghost got us during the podcast, man.
We had a spooky ooky experience in our Halloween live YouTube experience.
It did. And what was crazy is Jeremy goes, look at that. And the whole stream just ended.
Yeah. And I wasn't looking at anything but something on the screen.
But the ghost thought that he had called us, and he's like, crap, I gotta get the hell out of here.
We were like looking at old, we got to check it out.
Yeah, y'all can check it out.
Welcome to the Aftercast, though.
Welcome.
What was I saying? I am Jeremy.
And I am Matt.
So, yeah.
Jeremy has actually got two things for us. What do you want to start with, man?
Well, I was gone out of town last week, so
Yeah.
sometimes we record extra podcasts or whatever. It's a little insider secret. But I was gone last week, technically out of town. I had to go to Louisville for work.
Yeah, how was it?
It was good. Never been to Louisville before. I just haven't flown in forever. So just the whole airport culture is just, it's been years since I've flown. So.
Yeah.
And so it's just such nerve-wracking. They charged $30 for my bag.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Which, I guess it's not that much, but it's been a while since,
Yeah, how many days were you there?
2.
Oh, you should have just carried a carry-on.
I learned that.
Yeah.
Okay, so me and my coworker on the way back, I talked to her, and she was like, oh, yeah, that's what I do. And everybody else was doing that, too. I didn't think about that, but I don't know. I always thought my suitcase was too big, but I measured it next to everybody else's, and they're like, no, it's fine. I'm like, okay. So
yeah.
I just don't like the whole point of getting it down out of the box. You know what I mean? Because, in fact, this one guy dropped his stuff on this old lady's head.
Golly.
And it was like this awkward thing, and they were like, Delta's not responsible for it, so they made them exchange numbers. It was so awkward.
That is awkward.
Because then they're stuck on a plane together. This happened at the beginning of the flight. The flight hadn't even took off the ground yet.
Yeah.
And so it was pretty. I did get to see the sun set above the clouds. That was really pretty.
Yeah.
So it was pretty. But so Louisville. So we stayed in downtown Louisville. At this hotel called the Silbach. Silbach. It's a very historical hotel. Al Capone used to play cards there. Ugh. And in fact, they were saying there used to be a person that would stay up front, and so they would have a button. So if that person at the front saw the cops come in, they hit the button, and then it would buzz them in the back where he was playing cards, and there was an escape route onto the street into his car.
Nice. Did you get to see the escape route?
No, I think that part's closed off, but we did get to see the room where you played, and then so there's a tale of this lady with the blue dress. And so she supposedly haunts floors, I think it's 4 and 8 or 4 and 6. And so supposedly she was there to see her husband. Her husband died on the way there, so she's roaming the halls and all.
But she only roams those 2 halls.
Supposedly, yeah.
So how does she get past the 5th floor? I don't know. Does she use the stairs?
Well, some of the legends was talking about something with the elevator. That's people saw him in the elevator. And one of my coworkers, because we were picking on her because she was staying on the 5th floor. And we're like, I was like, oh, did you see her or whatever? She's like, all I know, she doesn't think it was real, but I don't believe in all that stuff. But she's like, all I know is I went to bed with my remote next to me in the bed, and I woke up and it was across the room.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. And so, it was so funny because some people didn't want to stay in those floors, so they were having to move people around. It was hilarious. I'm like, I want to see it.
Yeah, no doubt.
So then I got pissed off. So Billy, we're sitting there talking, and when we got off the phone, he sends me a meme of this lady's face, aren't you glad you didn't have your feet hanging off the bed? And this lady was like, I hate you. Don't.
That's the thing about the even regular hotels. A lot of them don't have a 13th floor. Yeah. Meaning when you go into an elevator, it'll say 12, 14, even though there is technically a 13th floor.
Yeah, they just don't call it that.
But they don't call it that. Yeah.
I was walking through the airport. You know who Bobby Flay is? Mm-mm. He's a Food Network guy. He's on Food Network. He has all these shows on Food Network. Okay. So I was walking through Atlanta Airport, and there was a Bob, his burger place just opened. So he was actually there. It was a big celebrity. People were freaking out. Yeah. And I like Guy Fieri. Do you know who Guy Fieri is?
I know who he is.
I love his stuff. And so I ate it. He has 2 restaurants in Orlando. And so he had one in Louisville. It's a smokehouse, and the food was so good.
Was it really good?
Yeah, it was good. And thinking about company trips, of course, company pays for stuff.
Right.
So it makes you, we went to a Brazilian steakhouse.
How was that?
When you go to those places, they just give you so much food. And
yeah, you have to wait, though. Let me ask you this. So at the beginning, the good meat's at the end, right?
No.
Okay.
Well, the 2 I've been to, there's one here in Pensacola, Rodizio. And then, so they normally have a big salad bar and a sides bar up the front. And then when you get to the table, the one in Pensacola, they have a baton. So you flip the baton over on red or green. Green means that you can just keep, and when you do green, they just come from everywhere. I mean, out of the ceiling, up underneath the ground.
Damn.
With such meat. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And they always, and it's legit Brazil people. You know what I mean? Which is really cool. But everybody had their own little disc. So you had a little green or red disc. So if you flipped it over to green, people would come to you. But no, they had all different kind of meats. And I mean, it was cool. Yeah. Just so many different kinds of stuff. It was good. But it was crazy. What it was, we had a late lunch. I had that Guy Fieri place, and my boss wanted to go out to eat that night. And I'm just going, okay, I'll just get a little dessert or an appetizer. Well, they want to go to the Brazilian steakhouse.
Oh shit! So you didn't have any room?
No, like hardly at all. So I felt like it was wasted. But again, like they don't have like a little appetizer at those kind of places. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, it was paid for, but it was still, you feel like, oh God, I'm on a bus. So I didn't eat very much. But speaking of barbecue, I don't know if we mentioned this before, but I've never had a McRib before.
Yeah.
And so. Definitely not from Louisville, but this is a McRib, and so I want us each to try. You've had one before.
I've had one before, but it's been a few years.
And we always like to do what was I tasting.
What was I tasting?
So this is I know this comes with like onions and pickles on it. I know it smells. After this, we're going to have Japanese. Though.
Yeah, we're definitely going to go get some good stuff.
So
but
I love pickles.
The last thing Jeremy brought us, and Jeremy has done all of our what was I tasting because he knows that I don't know if he just knows that I won't do it unless he just brings it, but he always surprised me with something. It was tropicals. It was fruitcake with that fire eggnog.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, and then last time it was the Wendy's chicken fingers and the Frosties, and now we've got the good old
McRib. And it's funny. What's funny about this is they're limited time, so people like freak out about this.
Yeah, they get like, dude, there's
it's
something
got like a
white in mine.
It's onions.
It's like inside the patty.
That's the meat.
Oh, is that what that is?
That's what I understand. You know what it looks like?
What's that? Keep an eye on this just in case. Oh, no, we're still good.
My battery's going dead.
Oh, is it flashing? Yeah. Well, it won't flash on the thing, but if it dies, let me know.
Okay. All right, you want to do it?
One,
two. Cheers. 3.
You go first.
Oh, why me?
All right, I'll go next.
Put something on your mouth.
Oh, you got a napkin over there? Oh,
yeah.
I got one right here.
I'm actually going in for another bite.
Dude, actually?
It's not bad.
Yeah.
It's good.
I don't know if it's because I'm hungry.
It tastes like school meat.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Remember how they used to do Salisbury steaks in school?
Yep.
You finished yours. All right, one more bite. I'm going to take this one without the bread. That's not bad.
It's not.
I mean, it's no Frosties and chicken fingers, which was really good.
I'll be honest with you, man. This one is a lot better than the first one that I had.
Ever?
Yeah. And I've only had 2 in my life. This would have been the second one. And I think I know the difference.
What?
The first one, if I can remember correctly, and I ate it by myself one day when they're like, hey, the McRib, and I think the lady ended up talking me into it, but it had so much sauce on it.
Yeah.
This one didn't have that much sauce.
And it's weird for me because I'm a sauce person.
Right. But you like to dip your sauce.
I'm a dipper.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm not a big barbecue fan. Growing up in Mobile, you have barbecue places everywhere, but I'm not a big barbecue fan because the fact that Guy Fieri's place I ate at in Orlando, they had 28 different sauces. I was like an overload. I was like,
wow, what did you do? Did you try them all?
I wanted to. They give you 2, then you have 50 cents after that.
Oh.
But, I mean, I spent some money on it. Not all of them, but
right.
I just didn't get too many of the spicy ones.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of them were spicy.
Yeah, you don't do well with the spicy.
I like it, but it don't like me.
Right, yeah.
The only thing I wish they would do on that is I wish they would use the same barbecue sauce you dip your nuggets in. It tastes different.
What do you mean?
You know the little packet of nuggets, and you can get barbecue sauce to dip it in?
Mm-hmm.
That's not the same barbecue sauce.
Oh, you mean for McDonald's. Dude, when you said that, I thought you were still talking about
use McDonald's barbecue sauce on your McDonald's barbecue McRib.
Actually, the fact that I didn't... Dude, that's not that bad.
It was not bad.
It was not bad.
It was not bad.
So
I could have it without barbecue sauce though.
Yeah, I think so
and just
too.
let me put barbecue sauce on the side.
Dude, no, Jeremy. If you had barbecue sauce, but you had a McRib plain, and you can either pour the sauce on it or dip your sandwich in it and eat it, how much
Dip it.
do you think you would like that?
Dip it.
I mean, do you think you would like that so much better?
I would.
I think I would too, though.
I would. That's the thing about barbecue sauce is that there's no level. People either smother tons of it or, you know what I mean? So
that's a good point.
That's why I'm like, you know. Now, if I eat pulled pork, it's a little different because they normally put only a little bit because they, it's going to be mushed together.
Yeah.
But wasn't too bad.
That was not too bad. That was another good call by Jeremy. The only time that it has not been a good call was the very, very first one.
Was that the tropicals?
No, that was the fruit cake that you got, but it was like expired, and it was like
That was so bad,
dude. Oh goodness.
So I have an awesome story about an Uber. So we leave.
Keep an eye on this because we're fixing to hit the thing.
Okay, you need to go get another battery for it. Or are we gonna? Okay.
No.
So
I mean, if it dies.
So I called an Uber driver on our way home.
Yeah.
Because the whole conference ended at one time. Mm-hmm. They had some cabs for some people, but I was like, I'm just gonna call my own Uber driver. Get him my Uber driver, and his name is on the thing's Derek. Gets you there. He had a Ford Fiesta. Derek, Ford Fiesta. He's on his way. No, it's about to go out. I don't know what's happening. But so Derek was there, waiting. He calls me because they call you like, oh, where you at? I'm like, oh, I'm on this side of the hotel because it's just traffic downtown. It's crazy. So, side note, one cool thing about Louisville is that they cut off half the downtown area. No traffic, and it's just nothing but restaurants all at the end of the street. So that's really cool.
Yeah.
And so anyway, so Derek gets there, and I'm like, oh, Derek. He's like, no, it's Gary. I said, oh, okay. Which freaked me out because that's the point of Uber is that whatever's on your phone, that's the person it is.
Mm-hmm. And he should have just said yeah.
Or he could have at least said, no, I go by something. In other words, he could be Derek Gary Smith. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. I was a little hesitant. It was me and my coworker, and then this person, cause the work conference, you just meet people because you all work for the same company. So so this other girl, she was flying back to New York, so I was like, hey, do you just want to take our Uber with us? Okay, get in. It's a little. Ford Fiestas are pretty small.
Yeah,
get in, and I am again hesitant. Get in there. First things out of his mouth is
What'd he say?
You don't mind if I'm going to play some Elvis, do you?
Oh, my God.
I swear to chickens.
Jeremy, you're going to have to give the new listeners some background on this.
So I'm terrified of Elvis.
He's so scared of Elvis.
I can listen to his music now a little bit.
Oh, can you?
Thankfully, because of Lilo and Stitch. Because Lilo and Stitch listens to Elvis.
Yeah.
So it got me, okay. I don't like to.
It's almost like a training type.
But it doesn't, I don't run. Like if he's on the screen, I run. Or if he's in a movie, I definitely run.
So it's more of Elvis, not his music.
His music scares me. Like if I hear, to me, and this is strange, to me if I hear Elvis come over the thing, it's like listening to like that ghostly music.
Oh wow!
Like you could like, okay, it's scary. I'm gonna sit here.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna sit there and listen to it all the time. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
So anyway, two things. So Gary is not Derek.
Yeah.
Or Derek is not Gary. Elvis music.
So what? So at this point, what are you doing?
I'm just like, this is hell.
Now, are you by yourself?
No. Me and my two coworkers, the two girls in the back seat.
The two girls in the back seat. So you're in the front.
And they don't know. And like one of my coworkers, she just started. This is our first time to meet, and I love her to death.
Yeah.
Shout out to Christine if you're listening.
Did you tell her to listen to the podcast?
Yeah. So hopefully she is. Yep. I know, it's scary. And so I don't know the other girl's name, but anyway, so we're there. We proceed to go down the road. He turns up the heater. And yes, we were in Louisville, but it wasn't that cold up there.
Yeah.
I'm talking about turns it up full blast. In the front seat, we both have heated seats.
Oh, and you're like...
My ass was on fire.
Did you tell him to cut it off?
I didn't know what to do. And so luckily, Christina was like...
I mean, dude, that's why you need me there, dude. I know.
Christina's like, oh, it got warm in here pretty fast.
Because some people don't understand the passive aggressiveness.
Sweat coming down my face.
Yeah.
That's why later we talked about it. And so, and the whole time I'm sitting there typing up my Facebook message, like, so this is my nightmare. I'm burning up.
Elvis is gonna kill me.
Elvis Presley. Yeah. And then I said my possible Uber driver, because I don't know if this is really.
Where do you write this stuff at? Because I don't ever see it.
You don't even own Facebook.
Oh, you did on Facebook. Okay,
yeah. Facebook. And so, but yeah, that's it. So do you have the picture, or is there a way to pull it up? You didn't get the picture ready, did you?
I didn't get it ready. Oh, dude, we're doing an aftercast. So the picture is right here. all right.
Oh yeah.
Here's the
I see what you're saying. I'm thinking you've got me so in tune to going live now. I'm thinking you've got me spoiled now that everything's just gonna be like.
No, this actually makes
me. So anyway,
this makes me do it.
If any of you have ever watched the movie The Incredibles, we're gonna put up a picture now, and we put a split screen, and it's Edna Mode, who is one of my idols. I love her to death, and so it's hilarious because the woman looks exactly like her, and I don't know what part of the company she works in, but she was there at the conference, and the best thing about her too is that she had the same accent. You could not tell. Literally, it looked like one of my coworkers was like, it looks like she's doing cosplay. It's Edna Mode.
Dude, so did you ever talk to her?
No, I wanted to so bad.
Why didn't you do it?
I wanted to get a selfie with her.
Yeah.
But again, you're at a work conference.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so work conference, that is to a T. Does that not look like her?
No doubt. But you can tell you what's funny is I saw your Instagram post, and I was like, because I remember you saying this is where the conference or whatever, and I think I ended up liking it, and I was like, all right, I'm definitely going to ask him about it. And before I could even ask Jeremy about it,
I said, like,
hey, we're talking about this right now. And I was like, okay, what is
crazy,
it?
Y'all. Like, it's absolutely crazy.
So just for me, okay, sorry, everybody.
I'm out.
Okay, hang tight, everybody. We are taking a cut. So Jeremy's battery just died. So boom, where were we at, Jeremy?
Anyway,
Rookies.
So we're talking about Edna Mode. So you just saw a picture of her. Anyway, I love. One of my dreams to do, and I might just start incorporating on this podcast, is I love to find people who look like other people.
Dude, I like it too, but I guess I'm just so not
and to do
observant.
Split screens, like Edna Mode. That is my, like, even before podcasts were popular and videos, my goal was to try to do that. When I first moved to Pensacola about 13 years ago, that's what I wanted to do. Like, I love to find other people who and say, hey, you look like so. And to me, in no way, shape, or form, this is not an insult. That is amazing. Like, the fact that she looks like her.
No, I wouldn't think. Nobody thinks it's an insult.
And then when she opened her mouth, she had the same kind of accent as Edna Mode.
No shit. Really?
I'm telling you. When I pulled my, me and Christina, like, we became buddies.
Do you think she was doing it on purpose?
I don't think so, because the next day she was still wearing the same hair, just not all black. I think what made it definitely was the fact that she has a cape on, which is funny because in the movie she's like no capes. Dude, have you ever seen The Incredibles?
I've never seen them. Never seen. I know, dude. Everybody
Edna
loves
Mode is
it.
like this fashion designer, and she makes all the superhero costumes, and her motto is no capes, because she put capes on people before, and that's how they died. Like, their capes got sucked into the machines, and that killed them. So she's like, darling, and she talks like this, and no capes, darling. I do not make capes for anyone.
I tell you what, let's put a clip up right here.
Things are going quite well. My God, no complaints. But, you know, it is not the same at all.
Weren't you just in the news? Some show in Prague?
Milan, darling, Milan. This is a hobo suit, darling. You can't be seen in this. I won't allow it. 15 years ago, maybe, but now...
Oh, what do you mean? You designed it.
I never look back, darling. It distracts from the now. You need a new suit. That much is certain. No kicks! No, go on. Your new suit will be finished before your next assignment.
Yes, that'd be perfect, yeah. And so that's Edna Mode. And she talks like that.
So, with her...
She's even got red on underneath her thing. So, seriously,
I was just thinking that, yeah.
This is probably, like, in my top 5 things of the year. When we do our top things of the year countdown, this will probably be in my top 5.
Really?
Of the whole year. Because I love
I'm surprised you didn't talk to her.
I wanted to so bad. Like, Christina, I pulled Christina aside because me and Christina, we're both the 2 newest ones in our division.
Yeah.
And so we have that in common too, you know. And so I pulled her aside and I said, oh my God. I was like, have you ever seen The Incredibles? She's like, yeah. And I pointed and she's like,
she said, yeah.
I was like, yes. And so, so the whole conference, I literally was just, so there was one point of the conference where.
Did you feel awkward trying to take the picture of her?
No, that one I didn't. We took another one at Starbucks, and Christina's like, hey, act like you're taking a picture of me. So Christina's like posing, and like I zoomed in past her head to her. So there was another picture I took her, but this is the best one.
Where is this, at the conference?
Yeah, we're listening.
So how did you do it? Did you turn around?
I'm at 2 other tables away from her, so I zoomed in. It was just perfect.
Yeah, that's perfect.
I'm talking about like her lips, everything.
And guys, if y'all want to go actually see the photo that Jeremy's talking about, head on over to YouTube at WWIS Podcast.
And it'll be on our Instagram too.
Yeah, and we actually go live over there.
Yes.
So if you ever want to see us mess up and do...
He'll probably post this picture tonight, and then like a little teaser coming You know. So anyway, so that was a very much highlight, and then it was a good conference. It's just work trips. It's the whole. I'm not a big schmoozer kind of person.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But I love. I work in a good industry where people are nice. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
We're not in sales and that kind of thing. I hate that. You know what I mean.
Well, no I don't. I don't know what you mean.
No offense to nobody,
because I'm in that.
Yeah, but it's like. I love. I used to be in a business where I used to work in a business where it was like referrals and dealing with doctors on that end of it. Now it's the opposite. Now when I come into an office, they like, "Hey, Jeremy, how you doing?" It's like they welcome me.
Because there's no pressure.
They're so nice, yeah. And so there's no pressure in that, and it's just such a good thing because what I do is I've always said one thing about me is that I've always wanted to work in medical field, but I never wanted to draw blood because I don't like the sight of blood. And that kind of thing. You know what I mean?
I didn't think that would ever bother you.
I couldn't. I mean, seeing it doesn't bother me, but I couldn't see needles in people. I couldn't stand it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But I want to make sure doctors get paid to do that.
Yeah,
so to me, that's what we always look at. I always tell my coworkers like what I do, being a coder, is just as important as the doctor seeing the patient because he's got to keep his doors open.
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't want to go to jail. You want to make sure because the government Medicare is super super strict.
Yeah.
And so that's sort of what I do. I make sure they code it right and everything. And so.
Yeah. Well, even when and I know it's kind of a weird thing, but even when you have a job, it doesn't matter what your job is. Just do your job well.
Just do your job well.
If you do that, you're gonna be fine. I don't like people that are like, I just like, look.
Yeah.
You have a job. Be thankful that you have a job.
Like it's almost like
18-year-olds that do it.
It's like doing when I used to do improv. We didn't get paid for it really.
Yeah.
But I did the improv as well. If there was 10 people in the crowd, or if there was 1,000 people in the crowd, it's the same thing.
Exactly. Right.
Your whole life should be like that.
Yep.
Live your life, like everyone's watching you. Like if you're on the Truman Show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean.
And a lot of people probably won't like what I'm fixing to say, but the younger crowd, it's like they want to have the 40-year-old job. When you're 40, 50 years old, they want that kind of money right now.
Yeah.
And they don't realize that. Look, when you graduate college, you're supposed to be poor.
Yeah.
You're poor at this age, and then you work and build wealth, and then that's where you learn, man.
I know my niece. She's probably listening. Shout out, Peyton.
What up, Peyton?
We were having lunch yesterday, and she was like, because she calls me Porty. She was like, Porty, there's so many friends. Da da da. I'm like, you're 14 years old. Of course, I'm gonna have a lot more friends than you. I'm triple your age.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's like same thing. Like you can't expect to be 16 years old and have the same thing so and so has.
Right.
And honestly, at the end of the day, quit worrying about what other people have. That is the worst. If anybody can say, "On my dying deathbed, what is your life lesson?" or whatever, don't give two shits about what other people have in your life
or think.
Now let people. And one,
but Jeremy, you're hard about that though too. Not about what people have. But about what people think.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah. And I think, and I'm guilty of it.
I think there's a way to let it motivate you, but not let it control you.
Oh, totally.
In other words, like somebody on TV are like, hey, I want to do that one day. They motivate me to be this better person.
Yep.
But when it comes to things, I'm not. Like,
right.
They have a Ferrari. I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care.
My big old behind couldn't even fit in a Ferrari, probably.
It's just kind of like, okay,
that's what I'm saying. It's just, so I think it's a thing of there's motivation. That I'm all about that. Like that's why I love podcasts.
But some people will see that same motivation and look at it and hate on it.
Exactly.
Why do you have that? Because I don't have that.
Exactly.
I need that. And other people look at that and go, I want to be that. And But those people, I mean, you always are going to have that.
Oh yeah.
But
I'm gonna say, Billy just had a situation where it was this podcast, this entrepreneur podcast.
Oh, he has a podcast?
He does it.
Oh, okay.
He was listening to one.
Oh, yeah.
And so Billy's trying to start his own business, where he does like upscale pet furniture.
What's the name of his business?
It is Dexter's Digs.
Oh, Dexter Digs. Okay.
Dexter's Digs. And so it's really cool. It's awesome. You can look up Dexter's Dig and see pictures of it up there.
Yeah.
But he was just listening to a fellow entrepreneur's podcast. Well, the person advertised, a little booklet or something for ideas, and all you had to pay for is shipping. So Bill's like, cool. Number one, I'm supporting him. I need some ideas. Da 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 da. Pay $2.99. A week or so later, $97 bill he got charged.
Oh no!
And so he messaged me today. He was like, yeah, I just got that money back. It was a scam kind of thing, and it just pisses you off, especially somebody Now, hypothetically, there can be mistakes. Put that out there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Just keep an eye on that. Oh, right here, dude. It might be on you the whole time as I'm looking at you, but.
So we just had another technical difficulty situation.
Always.
It's fine.
Yeah.
I think it's from our Halloween one.
It is. My camera just died. No, I'm sorry. It didn't die. The card was full, and I had to redo the card. Anyway, so Billy got scammed.
Yes.
Do you remember where we left off on it?
Yes, I do. So anyway, so Billy got scammed with this guy he thought was an entrepreneur or whatever. What I was just saying, technically, because that's the thing, some things happen, because I run into this with doctors' offices. The doctor himself could be the coolest guy in the world.
Right.
But getting to him, the front desk lady could piss you off, and you blame that on the doctor.
Yeah, I call it the gatekeeper.
The gatekeeper. Next could be his nurses. Again, doctor could be boom, boom, boom. Mm-hmm. Same thing with that guy. Again, that guy personally may me not have scammed Billy, but he needs to know that, hey, your people, this happened. You know what I mean? Like, somehow I got charged $97, you know, or the guy could be a scammer too. I've started looking at that before. Old Jeremy, you know, I used to just automatically paint that person. Mm-hmm. Something about another thing, this is like Life Mottos podcast or something.
Yeah, it was just having an open mind about it.
Or taking a deep breath.
Yeah.
If that's the one thing I think kids nowadays, and we sound like old men, like, oh, back in my day.
Dude, isn't that crazy?
Kids nowadays need to take a breath because they're all used to instant
gratification.
Somebody was talking today, and one thing I want to talk to Ben about, because I was watching The View today, and they were talking about writing letters. Because they were like, do they even teach cursive in school anymore? Remember, that was a big thing when we were in school, you know? And also, computers was a big thing in school, but nowadays, most kids already know how to, they come out of the womb knowing how to type and do computers. But what about writing a letter? Because one of the girls on there was saying that was her dad. I think, just hit my button.
Yeah.
She said that's one thing, even her dad, who was like 87 years old with arthritis, he still made it a point to write letters to his kids before he died, because he said that it's just such a personal touch that you do on things. We don't do that no more.
Well,
like even sending cards to people.
Balancing checkbook too.
I still do.
Yeah.
I still do.
But then you also start thinking of the way technology's going, you don't really need it.
Yeah.
And so you're like, well, I mean, is it a big deal? But the instant gratification that people have now, you know, they can post something, they get all these likes.
Yeah.
But there's no, I mean, what's the word I'm looking for, man? I won't even say human interaction.
You know, when it goes back to what we were saying before, it's about earning things. Again, they want it instant. They want that money, that 40-year-old, like you said, that 40-year-old person's making this. You don't know what that person busted their ass to get it. Like, I know you don't watch a lot of TV, but there's a show called This Is Us, which is incredible. And one of the girls on there, I'm listening to her autobiography right now, and she started when she got signed on to the show, she had $18 in her bank account.
Yeah.
And so, well, look where she's at now. But so many people just want to jump there. Oh,
they only see that part.
Best example, when you go to Disney World, because Disney World, I mean, they train people all over. Like, big corporations send people to Disney to be trained. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because they're just so good at it. In fact, our company does a Disney training kind of thing. Not that you're training to learn working apart, but it's just the ethics and the integrity and all. One of the things at Disney is most people don't start off being characters in that kind of thing. They start off doing janitorial work.
Right.
Because you're going to learn that respect and what it takes to get to this point. Because it makes your work experience so much more happier, and you know what I mean. You know what you've to get to the point.
Dude, I couldn't say anything. I mean, you're absolutely right, man. That people nowadays, they don't have that respect factor. They don't want to work for anything anymore, and it's just this instant gratification. And then to go back to kind of what you were saying earlier, and then I have a scamming story, and we'll get out of here. But I don't know, the younger generation, I think it might go back to empathy. Is that when you were saying that, you know, you didn't really think about that anymore, and you're like, oh, I wonder if they did cursive writing. Yeah. But it's also, even in the political spectrum, which, you know, I'm not either way on it. However, it's how many times are people so willing to attack this person or attack this person without ever going, all right, now what's the story behind it? And having that mindset or that open-mindedness that you're talking about that you're getting now is just, I don't know, it's huge that nobody has anymore.
Even with us, like if you think about us, when we first started, we wanted to be this.
What?
Like we wanted videos on the screen, and we wanted this, and we wanted that, but we started off doing little stuff. In my brain, I wanted us to be this. You know what I mean? Not just the little ones sometimes, but even us as an adults. You know, we think of that. Like it was like our podcast.
Oh, the podcast. Yeah, okay.
Like as a podcast, I was like, oh my God, we need to do this, we need to do that. Yeah. And you'd be like, okay, Jeremy, but da-da-da-da.
I'm like, man, dude, we're already way ahead.
You guys just don't understand. Like, I love this man because he does so much of our editing, stuff like that, which I don't do at all, which I feel crappy about sometimes. But he's so good at everything about that. And so all these graphics and all that we get, he is so good about doing that, and he trained himself to do that. And it wasn't like oh, I know how to do graphics, blah 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 blah. And you've had the good, the bad, and the ugly, computers crashing, whatever. It happens.
You name it. Yeah,
and that's the thing. It's just that take a deep breath. See what it takes to get to point A, and let that happen.
Yeah,
but it's so many people, and again, a lot of the younger ones, but even adults today, we can learn that too.
Yeah, man, and it's hard. I think it's a lot easier said than done.
Oh yeah, of course.
And I don't know. I know that the thing about me and Jeremy, which is, I'm jealous of Jeremy on a lot of aspects, but on the other side, is that Jeremy will get and this you correct me if I'm wrong, but this might be fair to say.
You're wrong.
That you're a little bit more emotional, like with the
period.
what's
Emotional
the word?
Period in anything.
Well, yeah, that's true. But if one thing's going bad, Jeremy's like, oh no.
The whole thing's going
to shit. Like the panic sets in. Yeah. And with me, I think that I'm not that. However, I will be more blunt sometimes. It comes off as arrogant and rude. When Jeremy, you will never catch him being that. Even if he doesn't like a situation, Jeremy will stay in that situation to please the other person. Yeah. And so it's that yin and the yang.
And it's not the best thing in the world to be like that. Like, now, don't get me wrong, I don't let people run over me.
No, I didn't.
But but I also don't say things either. Like the heat in the car. Like I'm telling y'all, sweat pouring down me.
I forgot that was the same episode because we crashed so much.
My ass is on fire, and I'm just still like, but thankfully I had somebody's back, and I think that's the point with humanity. Period. We're here for each other. You can't do this walk by yourself.
That's a good point. I like the way that you said that.
That is the whole point of humanity, period. Because if you think you can do something all on your own, you've already failed.
Yeah.
Like, that's exactly, and I'm not being all lovey-dovey to this, but I'm very grateful that I have a boyfriend who has been that way for me. He has been that yin and yang for me. At first, he was like, Jeremy, calm down. The world's not coming to, something goes wrong. And months ago when my car had this oil leak and I had to put it in the shop, I was freaking out. I was literally crying because I'm a crier. I'm just putting that out there.
Yeah.
When I get upset, I cry easily. And so didn't know what to happen. He's like, hey, you know what? I'll come get you. Because I was supposed to hang out with him that weekend. I was like, I'm so sorry. I've ruined our weekend because of my car. And he's like, in his brain, he's like, you didn't do nothing. Your car's leaking.
Right. Like it's the brain thing.
And that's why you're like, Jeremy, it's a computer. We can do this or whatever. And sometimes you just have to have people just sit down and just look at the situation.
Yeah.
You didn't do nothing wrong, whatever. But anyway, he was just cool. He's just like, I'm driving to get you. I was like, you're driving 2 hours. You're crazy. He's like, I'm going to try to pick you up. Your car will be fixed. And it blows. And you're the same way. Yeah. You and Billy are that way. You can just be like, okay. I'm like, what do you mean, okay? This.
Right, yeah.
You're so laid back, and you just let things wash off your back. And it blows my mind how people can be like that.
That is crazy how it blows your mind. And then it also, on the flip scale, it blows, and I'll even add Billy into it, is that it might blow our mind that it's the other way.
Yeah.
But it's the yin and the yang, because there's a lot of times some of our best videos, I didn't want to do them. And Jeremy's like, yes, you are. You're doing them. You're gonna do them. They ended up doing great.
And at the end, he's just, it's 99% of the time it's after it's posted.
Right.
The whole time he's just like, this is going to be crowded.
Now,
and then the next time we see each other, that video last week was good.
Yeah.
It's like, and I'm going to my brain, I'm like, told you so.
Now, this is one part where I'm cynical and Jeremy is positive, is that I will send him a video and I'm like, dude, this video sucks, man. We screwed up the whole thing, and I'll get so mad about it. And Jeremy's like, dude, that's fine. So in that flip scale, so he helps me.
It is so true.
I won't even post half the videos. And when Jeremy's like, hey, man, that's fine, I'll actually post it.
And to me, and not being all, and we don't like to get it political, but to me, that's the way the government should run.
What's that?
Weakness in one other person, strength in the other. Weakness and
I don't even think one person should be president.
No,
but I'm weird.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah.
Like I've always wondered why the vice president don't do more than just sit back and wait. Can I just say that? I feel honestly like the vice presidents, not all of them, some of them have done other stuff in the past.
But I mean, have they?
But you know what? I'm gonna say this. I feel like more first. This is so wrong. I feel like more first ladies do more stuff than the vice president.
That's funny. You definitely see them more, don't you?
I remember like right now, Melania, she's doing more of the Like cyberbullying. That's her.
Oh,
Every first lady has their thing. You know, like Nancy Reagan in the 80s was don't do drugs. And Barbara Bush was something. Yeah. So every first lady has their little agenda that
there was
Michelle Obama was
she did school
obesity.
Lunches? Yeah.
She was just not school, but across the board, like more vegetables and that kind of thing. So every first lady has their little niche, but it's like, what does a vice president do?
He's in the background just eating the food.
Or plotting. It's like, when's my turn, kind of thing. But I just think humanity as a whole, if we would like look on each other, not depend, because I think the word depend, because you still want to have your own whatever, but have yourself open to be like, okay, I need helping hand, help me out, brother, kind of thing.
Yeah, and you know what we don't have anymore is that now it's such a politically charged atmosphere. Is that so many people are so like, I don't like this person that likes this way, and this dude, I don't care what you like.
Or they put you in a thing like,
if you're in a category like with a group.
Or the worst. Or if you say you voted this way, oh my God, you believe, oh my God, this is this. That doesn't mean you believe every single little thing. Like the kind of toilet paper they wipe their ass with.
Jeremy, that's so funny.
I don't care about that. You know what I mean?
No, because if you're not all the way, then you're
it's
the
all
enemy.
The way or nothing.
Dude, that's it, man.
I don't get it.
But empathy, man, and you want to look back and go, all right, well, we have all of this other stuff in common, but our political views might not be accurate, so now we're not friends?
Yeah.
Like, dude, how many times, dude, that's happened. People have got divorced over that stuff.
It's true.
That's crazy, man.
It's true.
You know?
I saw this video the other day of this, it was so, weirdest thing. So if you don't have regular TV, you can buy a digital antenna.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah, digital antenna has all these weird, obscure channels that nobody else has. They have, like, Me TV, which shows, like, the Brady Bunch and old stuff.
Oh.
They have one called Grit or Westerners. It's all old Westerns. They have this random stand-up. We were at my friend's house. He doesn't have internet, and it was so funny. We laughed and pick on him about it. But so he doesn't have Netflix or nothing like that. People can actually live like that, I've discovered.
I'll tell you a story.
It's a miracle. So anyway, so we're watching this channel. This channel started off where it was really cool. They did a stand-up comedian act. Well, they had a TV next to them. Well, they would flash the what the comedian was going to talk about. In other words, so if you were like, my trip to Louisville and Elvis in a car, they put that on the screen.
And he just had to go.
And he had to go.
That's neat.
In other words, it was his story.
Right. Oh, okay.
It was his story, but the audience in other words, you get the punchline first. Then you got to go back around it.
That's cool.
It was cool as crap. And so anyway, so you have these, and you could get them, they get flustered.
But me and you would love that shit.
Yeah. But it's the coolest form of almost an improv in a sense, because they know their story, but they're used to getting from.
I don't know how he's gonna do this, but it's
and you could just see someone, they were like getting flustered trying to tell their own story. They were getting flustered because the audience is laughing at the punchline.
Right.
It was just the coolest thing. So anyway, so they showed that. They showed this one show. It was, I'm telling you, weirdest channel. Later on, they were showing, that Magic the Gathering game?
Well, I don't know. I've never played it.
They showed two people playing that.
And that was it?
It wasn't comedy. They were just nerds playing it.
How long did they play it?
We left. They were still showing, watching. So yeah, but they showed this one thing where it was hidden cameras, like prank shows.
Oh, that hurts my jaws. Smiling.
They showed like hidden prank shows.
Yeah.
And so they had some funny ones. Randomly, they toss in this little gem. So this guy like walks away. There's a meter there. He walks away. Well, they have the camera sitting there to see what people would do. Mm-hmm. This homeless man gets his own change up and goes puts money in the guy's parking meter.
Oh, wow.
And later on,
you think it's real?
And later the guy comes up and starts talking. I'm down again. And so later the guy comes up and starts talking to him. And the guy's like, hey, he's like, I just can't believe you did that. And he's like, you're homeless, and you still did that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, the guy wound up giving him like $200 or $300 for doing that for him.
Nice.
Just the act of compassion. But that's what it's about, though. It's like somebody having your back. And that's, I feel like, a lot of with the younger generation. If you can't put it on Instagram, if your charity work can't be on Instagram, would you just still do it?
Right.
You know what I mean? If
it's
you
your character.
Yeah, it's that. Yeah. And to me, the way I always define, somebody told me once, character is what you do in the dark.
Right.
When no one else is watching, when no one else is around you, what does your character say about you? And to me, at the end of the day, that's why it always cracks me up, because you guys know I host trivia and all. And I also want to say on the mic, sometimes I don't, because I just don't say it. But I'm like, is your integrity and character worth cheating over a $25 gift card?
Right. And heads up, I used to Well, I probably shouldn't say.
You cheated?
No. I used to tell Jeremy the people that would cheat.
Yeah. Oh no, people do that all the time.
But I used to give Jeremy a heads up. Hey man, you need to go.
I did have to kick out my first team
because we were always
week.
winning. And you had to kick out your number one.
No, what number one? It was a team. It was these two girls at one of the places I do trivia, and the whole time they were doing good. And you try to be like, okay, maybe they're smart, maybe they're
right.
What I mean?
Yeah.
But come to find out at the end, boom, they were like on their phone trying to get that last question. And I said, nope. And she's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I said, but is it really worth it? And I just walked away. I've been doing trivia for 3+ years. I've never had to do that to anybody, but I did them.
Yeah.
And it just, you know what, in my brain, say hypothetically they wasn't cheating the whole game. But it
doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. And that's the same thing in life.
Right.
That one thing you do, your whole life can be built upon that.
Small decisions become huge consequence. I mean, dude,
you see, like in Hollywood, like they built up all these movies around people. That one actor can do one thing to screw it up, and that whole movie, everybody is gone.
Yeah.
Remember how earlier we were talking about like we were on the thing where like Blair Witch was on $11,000 budget, but it made $194 million. Oh
God.
Well, say somebody on that set screwed up, that $194 million would never be made.
Right, and I think people now are so sensitive. 5 people can get offended by something when the other people didn't care.
Yeah.
But it becomes a news, and now you're fired, and now it. But what they don't understand is that affects a whole lot of people.
And let me ask you this. Now, this is one thing I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I probably don't know.
I don't know where I stand on this. Mm-hmm. And so if y'all are going to tweet me, Goonie79, whatever.
Tweet it.
Should the accountability of what people did in the past versus now? In other words, like just say yourself, like me, old Jeremy made mistakes. Old Jeremy did this, and this.
And we want people to make mistakes. Remember?
Yeah.
How we tell people to make mistakes. I think I know where you're going with this. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. I'm not telling people where I stand on it because I don't know where I stand. You know, there's some things in life where
dude, I've got a bunch like that.
You could be like, this is what I believe. I'm going to my grave believing this.
If you don't have an open mind,
I don't know what I believe in this situation because I believe like Bill Cosby, for instance. Okay, I'm actually on my Christmas list this year. I'm asking for the Cosby Show on DVD because I love that show. You know what I mean? What he did, horribly wrong, and he was actually because they were talking the other day, not to steer from it, but when he first started, Whoopi Goldberg was on The View, sort of defended him at first. And then she changed her policy because that's the way the government works. That's how the whole point of our judicial system. Mm-hmm. You screw up, but you're still innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah.
That's how it works. Well, she changed her status on it, and it's like, hey, I was wrong. Because, again, she knew him. He came to her house.
So many people, yeah.
She didn't expect him to do this because, again, you see a different side of people. That's the point. People screw up.
Right.
And so I don't know where I stand on it, but I'm just saying for people to be judged some things what they did years ago, I don't know where I stand on it. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Here's because I'm with you.
That's how I'm going to end it. I'm like, I don't know.
What's the cutoff too?
What is it?
But when you think about Bill Cosby, he could have been the biggest serial rapist that has ever been caught. We'll just put it like that.
Yeah.
And statute of limitations on a lot of things. However, on other things, you go, things that I've said when I was in high school, you're a different person. And I'm big on prison reform. And dude, even when people murder people, I know people are going to tweet me for this. I don't have a Twitter, but even though they've committed horrible crimes, when somebody gets life in prison, it upsets me. And I just, I don't like that. Now, do they deserve it? Yes, absolutely. I don't like I don't like people being in jail for life for drugs.
Not at all.
I don't like, because, dude, and with weed, there's an invisible line here, and it's okay. But if you cross this invisible line, we're going to put you in a cage. That bothers me. Now, let's get back to what you're saying, and I'll answer.
No. Yeah.
Is that with him, are you able to separate the artist from the crime? Now, XXX, he was a rapper that died. I didn't listen to a whole lot of his music, but I heard people talking about him a lot. Mm-hmm. And, apparently he beat his girlfriend. He did all this. However, he made great music. Now, what he did, you're not justifying what he did at all. Just like you're not justifying what Bill Cosby did. Is that horrible? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But he was America's dad for a long time. If you think about it, people, I mean, he was talking about tuck in your shirt, don't sag your pants.
He was incredible.
Now, he was a piece of shit, but the good that he did, are you able?
Exactly.
And I think if you're able to separate the artist, and when I say artist, you know what I mean, from the crime, then absolutely. If you're not, which a lot of people can't, especially, dude, because you got to think if it was our family member that Bill Cosby did something to, you know,
well, listen,
would we still ask for their DVD
set?
set?
Goes back to the royalty things, because what happens is, and people don't. I love to study what that behind the scenes of Hollywood.
Yeah.
So say their show goes in syndication.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Syndication.
And his definitely got syndication.
Syndication and that. So those people, everybody got royalty checks.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what happened, and they took it away. So his mistake took away all those people's royalty checks. Because
it took everybody's away.
It does.
Oh,
well, because it's not being shown.
Right.
You can't get royalty checks unless it's shown.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what people don't understand. That one mistake that you can make has that reflection on everybody else. You know what I mean?
His is so big.
His is big. Another thing was
but like other people,
I just think my thing too is that if you did do something and you do get caught in it, just like Kevin Spacey, for instance, he pissed me off because he used that.
Yeah, he pissed you off pretty
he
bad.
He used that because for his reason to come out of the closet.
Yeah,
and in all cases, we're just
and it's
like
because you're a nasty pervert, you decided to come out. Yeah, Jeremy was pissed off about.
Oh Kevin Spacey, I'm like, you cannot use that as But again, don't use your.
Are we not going to watch a lot of Kevin Spacey's old movies? What was it? League of Extraordinary or. When he was the prisoner.
AI, it was good.
Oh God,
I think it was
American Beauty, but no, and everybody's yelling at me right now. But whenever, he got arrested and he was Seiji.
I understand that.
Sorry, but anyway, that movie, I would still watch it today because I can separate.
But then some people though, like say you were a victim of that.
I know.
You couldn't, but then you understand. You know what I mean? I understand people do that. It's just that thing of owning up to it. What pissed me off about him was that he used his apology to come out. He should have just
thinking it was going to save him.
Yeah, he should have just said, "You know what? I apologize for that kid that I did that to. Whatever." Just,
that's pretty hardcore too.
Even if you're still going to go to jail and all, it's just something about people need the words "I'm sorry" mean so much to people. Because people just want to number one, people just want you to realize that you know what you did.
Yeah, but I think
have some kind of empathy. When you're talking about empathy,
yeah,
have that empathy of saying, you know what? In other words, don't bow up and defend yourself. If you did it, you should just be like, oh, you know what? I did it. Let me just face my consequences.
Especially with hardcore stuff like this. Now, with a tweet, it's something that you and I don't have Twitter, so I'm not a very good person to say this, but on petty things, I feel like people that apologize get in more trouble, and the people that are just like, no, I meant, they double down almost. Nothing like like Bill Cosby, because we're using hardcore examples, but like words, freedom of speech kind of thing.
Yeah.
You didn't really mean it that way. No, I did. And not only did I mean it like that, this is what I mean now.
Yeah.
Now, are you going to lose some followers? Absolutely. But you don't lose your job, and you don't do this.
Exactly.
Because if you're like, oh, I'm sorry, okay, that's guilt.
I just don't know what the forgiveness factor is.
I know
it sucks
a weird
for people.
line.
Like, say hypothetically, people get they have something on their record, they went to prison.
Right.
Well, you can. Who's to say that is not the turning point of your life? That gets you on the perfect path. That from that point on, you could be a Bill Gates.
You're absolutely right.
That's what pisses me off. So some people are born with a silver spoon in their mouth, and they can still do whatever they want to. You know what I mean? You have some people, yes, they screw up their whole life. That one thing, though, can put them on the right path, and you don't know what they can do.
It only takes that one thing.
But in the world, though, there's no forgiveness thing.
None.
And it just it crushes me to think that all the people out there that has the potential to be this, and this, but the world says, oh no, you did this, you're always going to be this. Bye.
You know what's hard for me?
What?
Is when I have, we all have our beliefs, and if I see something like that, because I want to say that I would want to keep an open mind, but sometimes my initial reaction on some things that I don't like is, I'll shut. No, and I go, wait a minute, I'm being a hypocrite.
Yeah.
Let me just wait it out. And I'll just wait it out, and then everything comes out in the wash, or most of the time.
Yeah.
But those initial reactions, man, they tank a lot of people. And I don't know, I try not to be a hypocrite with it, but if we can all keep more open minds, then I think we're gonna be better, dude.
I always like to We can wrap it up on something a little happy. Positive.
Let's do that. This is a good podcast, man.
I think so too. I think
I'm gonna call it a podcast because we've been going for a while.
Yeah, I think we could probably do Aftercast for the first part with the taste and stuff, and then we could switch.
Just kind of like bring it in.
Yeah, switch it up.
But let's go eat some Japanese.
Yeah, hold on a sec.
Do you want to pull it up here so we can play it?
No. You know how, like, I love to look up things. I think are they called idioms? Maybe, like, where did things come from?
What do you mean?
Yeah, like a while ago, you said that all comes out in the wash.
Oh yeah.
Well, there's two things. You used to say that a problem is not serious and will not be solved. Don't worry about it. Where did it come from? So I was trying to find out where it came from.
Idioms. Where did idioms come from?
Oh no. Where did you just said a while ago? Oh, it all comes out in the wash. Well, who said that first? Why did they say it first? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, I guess I can't find it. But anyway, it would be cool to find out where that came from.
That would be cool. Let's see.
It just keeps telling us the definition of. We're like, we know what it means. We're Southern.
Yeah, that's all I can see.
That's the thing about Southern people. I think my camera's out again. But that's it so far. But we'll get to the bottom of that next time. The Wash in Norfolk. Thank you guys for
yeah, this is going to take us a little bit of a while. But yeah,
it's
appreciate y'all.
Hey,
this was a good
funny,
one. Yeah.
Serious. Haha, funny. Oh, where are we going with that? I don't know. That's us.
That's it.
That's why we call us What Was I Saying? Because you know what? We don't know what we're going to say next.
No, but if we have a moral to this thing is just maybe let's all try to have a little bit more empathy.
Yeah, love each other.
That's it, y'all.
And depend on each other. And you know what? If you are weak in something, I guarantee you there's somebody in your life that can fill that hole for you.
And here's something else. If you suck at something, just start doing it. And if you want to do
start
something,
listening to our podcast.
That's it. Start listening to the podcast. Even if you hate it right now,
it's so funny.
You might eventually start liking it.
Our Instagram is really booming and awesome.
Dude's starting to take off.
He put some little nuggets, like little clips on there. So if you don't have a lot of time to listen to us, sometimes you look at our YouTube and be like, oh, I don't have 30 minutes or an hour to listen to.
Yeah.
Our YouTube's cool because you get just the funny little bits of us. I think it's good. I enjoy. I told you earlier I watch our Instagram more than I do our Facebook or our YouTube.
Oh, you're saying you watch Instagram more than our...
Yeah. Because it's just like, bloop. Because you have the time. You know what I mean? If you're on the toilet, you just want to, watch us on the toilet. Yeah. Watch us anywhere. Listen to us anywhere. That's what we are.
That's it. We're trying to get everywhere, guys.
iTunes, iHeartRadio.
That's it.
WWIS, podcast on everywhere. Check us out wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts.
Yeah. I mean, we're everywhere now except for Spotify, right?
We try.
But appreciate y'all listening.
Thank y'all so much for hanging with us. And you guys have a great
Halloween
week coming up. Anything you decide to do.
Yep. And we will see y'all in the next one.
Bye now.